Hey, welcome to Live and Real Ask Miles Anything. This is your second dose of Q&A. This was unplanned. We had a few requests of people that asked questions last week that missed the cutoff. So I thought I would take it upon myself to do a second Q&A. So I'm going to dive in. I've got some questions here that come in. Hopefully I get everybody that's asked a question this week. I've had a question come in, unnamed person, but I think I know who this is from. I'm currently on maternity pay, not able to go back to work, get new work due to childcare costs. So there is a sense of I need income now. However, I'm standing in faith and gratitude and not feeling a sense of panic. Is it possible to deliver my trailers without sounding needy given my current situation? That's a great question. So here's my feeling on this. I'm going to speak to, so you may have heard me say this before. A mentor once said to me, in fact, he was saying this about anything, but I think in the relation to context of coaching, anybody that needs income, I think you'll find this really useful. My mentor said, you may want to write this down. He said, always remember, Miles, needy is creepy. And I never forget when he said that. He said, look, he said, if there's anything that you desperately need from another person and they can feel that you need it, especially if it's a transactional thing and you're trying to sell a product or a service, the minute they feel like you need it, as in like to pay your bills or to just pay your rent or you just self-worth or something, he said it will come across as creepy. And it reminded me of when I used to allege that I could teach men about dating. I've been married for 8 years. I still can't teach men a bloody thing about dating. Luckily, I don't have to focus on that anymore. Thankfully, Sati, Mrs. Grant, took me in, felt sorry for me. But I remember when I couldn't get a girlfriend and I really wanted one, and I was so needing a girlfriend and I just couldn't get one. And I believe that's the same with building a coaching business. In fact, I always say to people, if you need income, go and get a job, because coaching isn't the kind of thing that can be delivered congruently and authentically when you need the income. Let me tell you, like the first 18 months of me coaching, like looking back on reflection, I had it easier to get clients because someone said to me when I became certified, the trainer said, I said, you know, what should I do now? Because I didn't learn the marketing there. And he said, well, first thing, don't quit your job. And I said, why? He said, just don't quit your job. He said, because a lot of coaches come out of this training and they think they're just going to earn and replace their income overnight. And it just doesn't happen. Some of them, it can take years to replace their income. You've got to be prepared for that. He said, but if you want to know the fastest way to generate income as a coach, don't need the income. Do it because you love it. Do it because you literally would volunteer your time to coach because you love it that much. And you'll find that the law of attraction, a little bit woo-woo maybe for some of you, but the law of attraction will find that people energetically will sense that you don't need clients, so they'll be drawn to you. And lo and behold, I was in my day job and I was coaching with and not doing it for the sales. I was doing it for the practice. And I was getting people at the end of sessions and I wasn't even going for the sale. I wasn't even doing the close. I was getting people messaging me after saying, you know, how much is it for me to get more coaching with you? And I believe looking back, the reason why that was happening was because I wasn't attached to the outcome of needing income. So to answer the question, if you need income, and I know who this person is, I've got a pretty good idea who it is, and they've just finished their certification. If you need income, I would seriously consider going and getting some form of income that isn't coaching, and then just making coaching a passion project that you do on the side. Because if you try and force the income thing when you've just become certified, it'll be really unpleasant for you. It'll be really unpleasant for the people you coach, and you'll miss out on clients that you probably would have got if you didn't need the income. Hope that helps. Second question from this person: how do you navigate clients in different time zones while still maintaining personal boundaries? See, this is an interesting one. There was a question last week from Roy, and I said I don't know the answer to the question because I feel it's a really personal question. He asked about his job and the environment he was in. And I think this is the same for you. I don't know. I don't have an answer. But I believe that if you listen to your gut intuition, I think you do. Yeah, I think you do. Now, I know that may sound like oh, come on, Miles, this is a Q&A. I thought you said you were going to answer anything. No, I will. I'll give you an answer. But what I'm about to say is probably not accurate for you because I've never lived a day in your life, right? So I've never been where you are. And I also, saying it as it is, haven't had huge experience with coaching clients in different time zones. Here's what I will say about coaching people in different time zones. I make them adhere to my time zone, not the other way around. So I have, from very early on in my coaching career, made it explicitly clear that I will not coach people when I don't want to coach. So if you said to me, would I take a paying client at a time zone that didn't suit me? Like, would I take a paying client when it would be the hour that I have going to the gym? Would I take a paying client when I know that that's sacred time that I spend with my wife? No, because it's just not worth it. I might get the income, but in the long run, it's not worth it because it's going to compromise my relationship with my daughter, myself, or my wife. It's just not worth it. So to answer the question, I would just be really clear about when your diary is. And if somebody says, I can't do that, then they're not right for you. Tony Robbins has been delivering an Unleash the Power Within seminar this week, virtual, on American time zone. I know because I've got friends that have stayed up till 4 a.m. to attend that event. Tony Robbins is going, oh, I'm really sorry. Let me adjust my whole life to suit your time zone. He's not willing to do that because he's set his standards. So you need to do that too. Hope that helps. Okay. Let me look through. When we've got our certification, I don't know who this question's from, sorry. When we've got our certification to train others to be coaches. Now, I don't know if you're speaking about our certification builder program, I think you might be. So I'm going to speak as if it's that. I think it's from Dina. I think it is, yeah. So Dina's been through our certification builder program, which for those of you that don't know, so for context, for those of you that are like, what's she on about? We have a program which trains you to build your own certified program like Master Coach that you can then sell. Great program, if I do say so myself. If you want to know more about that, send us an email or send me a message and I'll tell you more about it. So Dean has asked the question, when we've got our certification to train others to be coaches, what's the best way to let people know a 3-day intensive to become a master coach is more beneficial than a 6-month course in college? Great question, Dina. So I think the answer to the question, Dina, the thing that comes up to me is I'm referencing Tony Robbins a lot at the moment because I'm listening to Tony a lot at the moment. I'm going through a bit of an immersive Tony binge. And there's something I love which he says, which is people often ask him the question, Tony, can you change somebody? Can you change someone else? And he says, yes, but the person has to want to change. And then the person says, well, what if they don't, seems like they don't want to change? And his answer is, then you have to create enough leverage. So you have to give them a compelling reason to change. So my answer to the question, Dina, is you have to create a compelling argument through your content for why it would be better to do your course than to do a 6-month course in college. Here's how I would do it. If you said to me, would I rather walk to Scotland from London or would I rather fly? I'd obviously rather fly. And I think if you ask 100 people, unless they were doing some charity walk, right? Put that aside for a second. Which would you prefer, walk to Scotland or fly there? based on the fact that you want to get there as quick as possible. Which would you prefer? So you're not looking for scenic, you're looking to just get there fast. Fly, obviously. And anybody that says no is obviously just, you know, playing the game of devil's advocate and being the opposite of what you're saying, right? So the bottom line is, in life, we all want the shortcut, the fastest route. Tell me how to get in shape, the quickest, easiest. What's the fastest way to get abs, to get a bum like J-Lo? What's the fastest way to make 6 figures? What's the fastest way to replace my income? What's the fastest way to XYZ, right? Everybody wants that. So I think, Dina, the answer to this is really around, when you understand who your ideal client is, it's about communicating to them and based on what you know they need, saying, so the thing that you know they need, so the 6-month course in college isn't what they want. But if you're saying they're thinking about doing a 6-month course in college to become a coach, then what you want to say, Dina, is, hey, if you're looking to become a coach and you want to know that you can become certified on an internationally accredited training, do that within 3 days rather than spend 6 months. And actually, within a week of completing your training, you could already have a diary full of people to coach, meaning you could already have paying clients that have replaced your income within the 6 months it would take you to complete a course at college. And if that's you, then I've got something for you. In a roundabout way, Dina, that's how I would word it. And don't ask me to re-say back what I've said, because I can never repeat myself. But just re-watch the recording of this video if you want to capture that and maybe put it into some typed thing, or for you to articulate, because I know you do a lot of videos and stuff on TikTok. Because I was on there the other day. Okay, I think we've got one more question. Let's have a look. Yes, it was from Kevin Stam. Kevin, I missed your question last week. I'm sorry, brother. I love you. Kevin asked, how do you make a full-time job that is not in line with your passion, coaching, give you the most out of your day when it's not possible to combine it with your passion directly? Great question. So from the hundreds and thousands of hours of coaching I've delivered, Kevin, what I've learned is that we all have 6 human needs. Needs, not wants, not desires, they're all needs, right? And primarily, people that work in a job that isn't their passion do it to meet the need for certainty. And there's nothing wrong with that. So going back to the earlier question of how do I get clients or attract clients without seeming needy, and I said, get a job. What you've got to do, Kevin, is remember the big picture. I think you've done life map, brother. Remember the big picture and see your job as a means to an end that enables you to coach, aka your passion, without needing clients, meaning you're more likely to get clients because you don't need them. So what you've got to do, Kevin, is you've got to see your job as a means to meet a value, to meet a need, which is certainty. So it gives you income, it gives you stability, and then see your coaching as a way to fulfill your passion, which means for you to grow and to contribute, which is 2 of your other human needs. If you want to know more about human needs, just Google it, 6 human needs. So the answer, Kevin, is keep doing what you're doing and see them for both what they are. One is for certainty, gives you stability, foundation, and the other one is to work on your dream. And that's it. But if you want to know how to make your job more enjoyable, figure out a way to make your job give you growth and contribution. So what that means is you might either need to reframe how you look at your job. So you might currently not think of your job in terms of growth, and it might not give you any growth. In which case, maybe go to a line manager or a boss and say, hey, what courses is there for me to do to move up the ladder, right? What courses is there that you could put me on? And that will give you like an injection, a shot in the arm of growth. That's something to consider. The second thing is, what about contribution? How about you offer some trailers to some of your colleagues, co-workers, line managers, which gives you exposure to, which gives you a way of contributing to the organization, but could turn her into potentially some paying customers. So then that gives you growth, maybe see if there's some new courses you can do, but it'll also give you contribution it'll give you growth and contribution if you're focused on helping the people in the organization grow and thrive by offering out some trainers. Hope that helps. Hope that answers your question. I think that's it. I think that is it. So I hope that has helped. I hope you've enjoyed the Q&A. I hope you found that useful. I'm sure in the not too distant future, there will be another Ask Miles Anything. Remember, whenever I post about it, make sure you put your questions in. This is a chance for you to ask me anything. And hey, nothing's off limits. It doesn't have to be about business as well. At the time of doing this video, just a quick one for you. 7th through 9th of April, we have Master Coach, if you're not yet on there. And we also have our Master Coach 2 certification on the 1st and 2nd of April. If you've done Master Coach, you definitely want to do Master Coach Advanced. It is like Master Coach on Red Bull. So if you've not done Master Coach Advanced yet, send us an email and I'll send you the discovery session where you can learn more about that. There is a offer that we're doing at the moment for the first 50 Master Coaches to do Master Coach 2. So check that out. You're going to want to check out Master Coach 2. All right, that's it for now. Have a great rest of your evening.